In this video I'm going to be telling you about some absolute bargains. What is up everybody and welcome to 40 Runs Bargain HQ, Bargain Basement here in Hertfordshire. Now, let me know in the comments, are you one of the people, who are awesome by the way, who look for the change of model in a running shoes and then buy the old model because they're cheap? Let me know if you're one of those heroes that does that. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you about 6 or 7 shoes that I think are worth a look this year. So it's that time of year where shoes all get replaced again. And I think there is some incredible value in picking up the shoes that have just been replaced, because a lot of the time, right, they're just changing like uppers or laces or mild tweaks to the outsole. They're not really doing anything that fundamental. So I think it's a really good time to have a look at some of the shoes that you can pick up quite cheap. So yeah, it's that time of year where a lot of the sort of mainstay running shoes are getting updated and getting changed. I usually find there's 2 waves of running shoes in terms of the changeover. You get the start of the year and then you get June, right? And I was looking through my phone like I always do, searching out bargains, because we do love a bargain on 40 Runs. And it occurred to me that a lot of the good shoes from last year are now getting heavily reduced. So I wanted to do this video to sort of highlight some of those. And if you're in the market for a new pair of shoes, you don't need to be buying the latest model, and that's what I really want to get out of this video. So strap yourselves in people, we're going on a bargain hunt. Okay people, so the first shoe, and it's an absolute belter, is the Asics Glide Ride, but not number 2, number 1, because number 3 is here, and you can pick up number 1 really cheap. Now that shoe was epic. You've got guide sole technology, which is all about efficiency in terms of how your ankle moves. You've got flight foam, you've got gel, you've got an incredible outsole. It's softer than the first version. I think from memory it's got like a 5mm drop, and it's just built in a really perfect way for a shoe that can do pretty much everything, and it is so heavily reduced at the moment. Right, so next up is the Nike Zoom Fly 4, soon to be replaced apparently by the Zoom Fly 5. Now this had its fans and it didn't have its fans, but I think there's some value here. You can pick this shoe up now pretty cheap. It's a carbon plated shoe, it's got React foam, it's got 8mm drop for memory, we've got fly in the upper on the shoe, and it's a good training shoe. There's nothing wrong there. It's not for everyone. It is a little bit heavier than say a Saucony Speed, but there's definitely some value to be had in the shoe if you're a big fan of Nike and you're looking for a training shoe with a carbon plate. Next up is the absolute king of running shoes. It's the Saucony Speed 2. The Speed 3 is coming our way, people. I think it's July it's coming out. And you can pick up the Saucony Speed 2 now pretty cheap. If you look up at the graphic that I've put up, you'll see that it's coming out pretty cheap. We've got Power Run PB midsole, we've got Speed Roll technology, it's lightweight, it's got a TPU plate in it. It is the absolute daddy of running shoes, and if you can pick this up for some of these prices that I put up on the screen, you're going to be grabbing a real bargain. Right, so before we get on to the next shoe, here's an interesting fact. 78% of you who watch these videos aren't subscribed. Why is that? I don't know. Maybe you don't like the content. I don't know. But either way, I want you to subscribe before you leave me today. Why? Because you're going to get awesome running content, and some of it's not running content. And have you listened to the Long Run podcast? Maybe you've not. Check that out. We also do a live stream on a Friday at 7 PM UK time as well. So make sure you do subscribe, because you're going to get some awesome running content coming your way. So next up is the Rebel 2 from New Balance. Rebel 3 is shortly arriving, and we've got a big lump of fuel cell midsole, which is super responsive, bouncy, soft for some people. We've got a jacquard mesh upper. What else? Actually, I wrote some of this down. 6mm drop. Actually, that's the only thing I wrote down. But yeah, that shoe is an incredible shoe. You've got to watch your sizing on it. But if you're looking for a fun, up-tempo daily trainer, grab the Rebel 2. Next up is a trail shoe, the Pegasus Trail 3. It's a great hybrid shoe, road to trail, slightly lumpy and bumpy terrain that you run on. It is a fantastic shoe. I did a video about it because I basically lived in that shoe, Trail 3. It's got a mesh upper, we've got full length React foam, we've got some lugs on it, and that's about it. It just does everything really well in terms of being a hybrid shoe from road to trail. And the 4th version is basically the same shoe apart from some updates to the outsole, and you can pick that up pretty cheap. Right, okay, next up, big fan favourite, the HOKA Mach 4. The Mach 5 is out and they've tweaked some of the geometry in the shoe, but pretty much it's the same shoe. I think they might have changed the upper as well. But you still got the Pro Fly, or the two-layered midsole with the Pro Fly in it. It's got a great upper. It's got a rubberised EVA outsole, which, okay, does wear out reasonably fast, but it's a great shoe. You've got to watch your sizing a little bit on it, but just I would go with your usual and then just check it out. But for me, it was a pinch probably too small, so just check your sizing. But yeah, the HOKA Mach 4 is pretty much the same as the Mach 5, so I would definitely grab that. Right, we've got two more to go. I'm going to back these out. We've got the Nova Blast from Asics, the Nova Blast 1 or 2. Fantastic shoes if they suit you. Flight Foam Blast, great upper. Again, can run a little bit long, so check your sizing. But that's a great daily train, all-round running shoe. It is super soft, so watch out if you do have a little bit of pronation issues. But if that shoe works for you, it's a killer daily trainer. And lastly, I'm going to throw a bit of a curveball in there. The Takumi Scene 8 was £170 and it's been reduced down. This is a 5k, 10k racing shoe. Perfect if you're going to smash the life out of park run every week or go to the track. But we've got the energy rods in there. I think it's Goodyear Run, or is it, no, it might be Continental Rubber, I can never remember. But we've got a Light Strike Pro midsole. It is a fast shoe, people. So if you want a lightweight, up-tempo, 5k, 10k shoe, it's just been reduced. So that's it. So there's some bargains for you. Quick and fast video, again, as always on 40 Runs. But my point is, with this video, is there's loads of shoes out there that are being changed and they're not being changed much. For example, the HOKA Mach 5 versus the Mach 4. And you can get some really good value by picking up the previous model. You don't need to buy the latest model. He says sitting here, I know it's pot kettle, but check out some of the older models that are getting changed, people, because there's some incredible value there to be had from some of these really good running shoes that will do you for 200, 300, 400 plus miles.